let's talk about Skid Row. I did not know this about this guy, but this guy, Erik Gronwald, who's been singing for Skid Row. I know what a big Skid Row fan you are, Joey.
Huge.
Massive. Like Sebastian Bach, don't even get me started. Anyway, this guy was like, I guess he won like Swedish American Idol, which I didn't know. But he has leukemia. So
wow.
Yeah. Skid Row's parted ways with Swedish singer Erik Gronwald. The band's longtime friend Lizzy Hale of Halestorm will be taking over vocal duties for the upcoming scheduled concerts. Erik has decided that the travel and rigors of the road is not conducive to his overall health and recovery and wants to focus on the lifestyle that's more amenable for his well-being, healing, and family. The Skid Row members said in a statement they're proud of what they created and accomplished with Erik over the past 2 years and wish nothing but the best to him. To celebrate the last 2 years, the band will be releasing a live album that perfectly captures this moment of the time in the band's 35-plus year history. So, Lzzy Hale was announced as the fill-in. I got to see her live a year or two ago. I think it was like 2 years
with Halestorm?
Yeah, and she was awesome.
Yeah, they're phenomenal.
Yeah, she's fantastic. And she is also smoking hot. Halestorm's Lzzy Hale has described her upcoming performances with Skid Row as full circle moment that is all coming from the right place. 40-year-old singer. She looks fantastic at 40. Who has fronted her band Halestorm for more than 2.5 decades, will handle the vocal duties for Skid Row for 4 shows, only after the group's 4th frontman since Sebastian Bach's departure. Swedish Idol contestant Erik Gronwald quit the band to focus on his health, asked in a new interview with Terry Carr of the Morristown, New Jersey radio station 105.5 WDHA on how her pairing with Skid Row came about. Lizzy said, and this is again from the nice people at Blabbermouth, well, first I'll give a statement for the beginning because it just goes so much deeper for me than just helping out some friends. I was always kind of an in-betweener in my interest in music, she explained. So in the 90s, in like 96, it was Boyz II Men and Mariah Carey, Backstreet Boys, Britney was about to come out, that whole thing. I wasn't interested in that. I was interested in the 80s, big hair rock and metal. I loved Alice Cooper, Black Sabbath, Cinderella, Journey, Skid Row. And as that transition happened in the 90s, where all of a sudden I started getting into heavier music, a lot of bands, except for a very small group of bands, helped me with that transition. And Skid Row was one of them because they were not so in their 80s bubble. And the proof of that is they took Pantera on tour with them. And that time came before they couldn't see what was happening in the world today, and they couldn't see what the dark-seated underbelly that we were all feeling in the 90s. So they really helped bridge that gap for me. I can honestly tell you right now that I would not be the rocker I am today without Skid Row and those albums, because not only did they have those beautiful melodies and vocal prowess and the riffs and the loud noise that I love, but then the subject matter they were talking about was always very real, and it hit me at the right time in the right place. That's true too. Did you ever one of their big hits was the song 18 in Life? Do you ever heard that song? It was huge when I was a kid, but it's about this guy that like kills his friend. It's like a story. And goes to jail and stuff. He like gets drunk and kills his friend. It's like that kind of stuff. Anyway, so it sounds like a country song, to be honest. Lizzy added, so this was just a beautiful example that age doesn't matter, time doesn't matter, whenever you discover music, it doesn't matter. It's when it hits you. And so again, those men that raised me, the men from Jersey, the men from PA that put these records in my hands. Then years later, I'm living in Nashville for the first time, and I meet Skid Row bassist Rachel Bolan, and I meet Snake, Dave Sabo, and they're like, oh man, there's more to Nashville than country. Let me introduce you to this guy. Then I got to meet Tom Kiefer from Cinderella and all those boys, and now I'm up playing Aerosmith songs with all these weird guys I grew up listening to. I like that choice of words there. These weird guys that are probably trying to smash her. Then fast forward to a couple months ago with my good buddy Rachel, just at a birthday party, and Rachel's like, hey, would you ever consider singing with us? And I'm like, oh yeah, you mean like we do all the time down at the Mercy Lounge? He's like, no, actually like be our front person for some shows. There's some stuff going on. And so I said, well, yeah, sure, just let me know when. And then, a couple months later, he goes, hey, were you serious about that? Because this is going down now and we've got to know. And so I cleared my schedule and I told everybody that is on my team, let me put up all these dates because I really want to do this for these guys. And so I'm helping my buddies out and they're helping me, and it's all full circle. But then we announced it, and I'm hearing from people I haven't heard from in like 15 years saying, oh my God, this is going to save my life. And we're bringing these two worlds together. It's giving everybody a reason to smile and an event for someone to look forward to, and like generational gaps be damned. And it's all just going to be great. Very cool. For me, I joked with the boys. I said, oh, so my audition tape from 96 finally made it in the mail. Thanks for finally opening it up. My revised audition is in the mail. So now I have all their songs on a playlist in the order of how they're doing their set. And I'm on the stationary bike trying to make sure I can hit the high notes. And I'm turning it like it's an Olympic sport. It's going to be great. Regarding the possibility of more Skid Row shows with her on lead vocals, Lizzy said, you never know. I will say something that most likely will happen is that these will not be the only 4 dates you ever hear. I will say that. As far as me being their permanent member of Skid Row, we're going to all have to find a plateau in our schedule to do that. But you never know. Sounds like a pretty good gig for me if I ever get to that point. She added, but yeah, I'm so grateful for the guys. And then think about it coming full circle, and it all comes from the right place. I mean, Erik, what an amazing voice and what a perfect fit for them, and brought them into a whole new game changer. There's everything going on with his health and how wonderful it is that amicably both parties can be like, hey, we're looking out for each other. Hey, I can't give you what you need. And also, hey, us as a band, we can't give you what you need to look after yourself. So, hey, let's do that. And hey, let's bring in our buddy Lizzy. I'm helping out my buddies. Everybody's doing it for the right reasons, and it's a beautiful thing. And I just threw in a hot picture of Lizzy Hale for the sake of it.
Oh, if you needed one, I took pictures at their show a couple years ago. It was awesome.
Yeah, she's great. And I think it's her brother like on the drums, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were killer. She did like this whole piano thing where she sat down and played the piano, and I was just like, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Very impressed.